statue in Times Square we're told, turning heads. It's making people not only stop and stare, but also reflect. A rare feat in the middle of one of the busiest places in the world. Zinnia Maldonado shows us why.
At 12 feet tall, in the middle of Times Square, stands a bronze sculpture of a young woman.
It instantly stood out. It's powerful.
It's so tall and big.
The sculpture, created by artist Thomas Price, was unveiled at Duffy Square last week, and in just a matter of days, it has stopped hundreds in their tracks. Who is she? Well, technically, she's whoever you want her to be.
Me being a plus-size black woman, I kind of looking at it was just like, oh, I wonder what me as a small child would have thought looking at something like that.
Oh, yeah?
Presentation.
Tourists.
Oh.
An American woman statue. So just seeing another piece for me to stop and just have a moment.
Yep. Look, ooh, boy, this is a touchy subject. Yes, sir. This is very touchy. This is, this is, oh yeah, this is very touchy. Very touchy subject. Big old black woman in the middle of Times Square and what are we to do?
In Times Square, a giant statue of a black woman just went up. And when I heard about the statue, I was open-minded. American heroes come in all shapes and sizes. Who is this woman? What did she do to get a statue? A nice one, too. Nothing. This isn't a real person. It's a DEI statue. The sculptor says she's a fictional character who's meant to contrast the statues of white men in Times Square, like Father Duffy, a World War I hero who actually accomplished something. The artist calls this fake lady a modern-day David. The contrapposto pose of her body.
Yeah, modern-day David. Well, anyone that knows anything about the Renaissance affair, I'm going to let this guy continue because obviously he doesn't know anything about what's happening. Let's continue.
And the ease of her stance is a subtle nod to Michelangelo's David. David was a celebration of the human form. Not sure what this statue's celebrating. If you were going to put up a fake statue, why not make her happy and healthy? Not slap a big scowl on her face and her hands on her hips. This is what they want us to aspire to be? If you work hard, you can be overweight and anonymous? They don't like real statues because it reminds them of our society's merit-based system.
White men. If the liberal black woman has any power, if the liberal black woman has any power in the society that you build, I'm going to be real frank with you. My guys. You gave it to him. Tune up! So we're just going to pick up where I just left off at. Because for some reason, these Caucasian men are very, very upset with the eradication of this black female statue. The black female statue, they're so upset. But yet, they made sure that the black female was in charge of the black community. Yeah. Right? This is what happened. Okay? They are so upset. And I'm going to use Matt Walsh and that guy from Fox News as my backdrops.
In all likelihood, you probably wouldn't see one at all. But then, as we all know, museums fell out of favor.
And I will talk about it as... So I will talk about it because, see, these guys, these white men, Caucasian men, they're not stupid. They know why this happens. But they want to know, why is it happening now? Somebody like Matt Walsh, somebody like, the hell that guy's name is from Fox News, Tim something, whatever. Let's go back. I don't want to keep saying his name is not the name. Walters. Steve Waters, whatever. I don't know. Jesse Walters. Sorry, guy. Jesse Waters. Whatever, dude. You want to act confused? I'm act confused about your name, too. Because you know why they eradicated a statue of the black female, the black liberal female, is because your people allowed it. So we're gonna let Matt Walsh talk, and we're gonna as a black man, I'm gonna try to help these guys understand why this happened. Right? We'll see. This guy has 3 million subscribers, and he's still trying to understand, why is there a black female statue in the middle of Times Square? Well, Matt Walsh, you need to open your eyes and maybe cut down your beard a little bit. Who knows? Because it's very easy. If the black woman has any power in this society, it's because you gave it to her, buddy.
At least for this particular purpose. Found a lot of theories as to why that happened, but in this case, the simplest explanation is probably the best. People stopped going to museums to see contemporary art because contemporary art is really, really bad. And normally, when people stop consuming content because it's bad, that forces some kind of change in the content. The creators might go back to the drawing board and come up with something else as a way to entice audiences. That's normally how these things go. But in the field of contemporary art, which of course is my true passion in life, that's not what happened. Instead, artists, and particularly sculptors, have come up with new ways to force people to look at their most unimpressive and pretentious creations. Maybe no sculptor on the planet is more adept at this particular skill than a man that you never heard of named Thomas Price. Without any sense of shame, Thomas Price has compelled innocent bystanders to observe his garbage sculptures by placing these sculptures in their way in public places. In fact, in some cases, he's placing these sculptures in the middle of walkways. And
I don't know who Thomas Price is, but from what I understand, he likes the female structure, and most likely he did this to Thomas Price, whoever he is. I have yet to look up to him. I meant to do this video a long time ago. I was sick and all this. A lot of stuff went down within the last 2 weeks between my last video. And I wanted to do so many more videos until that, but I knew that even still now, like like when you get you get a big tooth removed, guys, like it's really bad. You know, it throws your whole thing off. But I'm not making any excuses. I want to do this because this statue thing seems to be upsetting a lot of Caucasian men, and I want to help them understand some things, that it is their fault. If the liberal black woman is in charge or has any kind of authoritative position in this society, it's their fault. Because the white woman damn sure ain't give it to him. And the black man is at the bottom. Woo! So, here's the thing. The black man is at the bottom. The black man, I'm sorry, I'm doing this in real time because it's hilarious that these black men, I'm sorry, these white men have such an issue with the liberation of the black female, but yet you you gave them the power. You gave them the power. Like, you did that. The black man is at the bottom in this society. So the white man gave them the power to be this statuesque. You did that, white man. Let's continue. Oh, God. I can't.
On top of that, every single one of these sculptures depicts the same thing, which is a nameless, random black woman who looks very annoyed and unpleasant. Yes, all over the world, sculptures of random black women are being thrust upon the public, and it's all because of a British guy named Thomas Price, who's apparently very angry that people don't go to museums anymore. This is actually something of an epidemic. So we'll go through some of these black woman statues here. This is a picture of one of them. It's from New Orleans City Park, and as you can see, the woman is positioned directly on top of the walking path. And according to the official description of the sculpture, quote, Price's sculpture, titled Time Unfolding 2023, is a 9-foot-tall statue of a woman looking down at her cell phone, seemingly paused in contemplation. The work is part of a series depicting everyday fictional subjects at a monumental scale, combining traditional sculpting and digital technology to question how society projects ideas and expectations through public space, close quote. Now, to me, this looks like a customer service representative for Frontier Airlines refusing to take my complaint seriously, but I guess she's supposed to look contemplative. And it wasn't just New Orleans that was treated to this extraordinary combination of sculpting and technology, whatever that means. The good people of Florence were also treated to a blinged-out gold version of the sculpture. Here's what that looks like. Reportedly, this particular statue was vandalized a few times. The authorities condemned the vandalism, which they described as racist, but at the same time, the authorities didn't explain why, in their understanding, Thomas Price is not also a racist. And after all, he's the guy who's constantly making sculptures about random, unimpressive-looking black women looking at their phones, and then he forces everyone to look at these sculptures. Seems kind of like something that an obsessive-compulsive Klansman would do as a practical joke, if we're being honest. Here's another one of his sculptures in London, for example. And this is from 3 Mills Park. Again, it's 9 feet tall. And according to Price, quote, I want this sculpture to be an opportunity for people to connect emotionally with an image of someone they might not have noticed before. And then by way of explaining his obsession with black women looking at their phones, Price said, quote, white artists are putting themselves forward to create replacement sculptures of slave owners with no sense of irony. That's a...
So, Matt Walsh, I'm going to stop you right here because I don't believe you to be a idiotic person. I believe you to be somebody that knows what they're talking about. You can try to fool everybody with your plaid shirt and your do as I say, not as I do glasses. But, hey, guy, you can be upset all you want. I don't think you are upset. I saw you at the presidential, state of address, and they made sure they put you in charge because you have to rile up the black community. You have to rile up black men. Let me tell you something, Matt Walsh. You know what you're doing. You're not fooling me. You're not fooling me. The black community is ran by the black matriarch, which is the black female authority. For people that don't know what the black matriarch is, the black matriarch is black female ran. So now it's getting to the point where black women are overseeing black females are overseeing everything now. So now white men, Caucasian men like Matt Walsh, Caucasian men like Jesse Walters, they're getting very upset, and now they're calling on black men to rein in. They're calling on black men to rein in black women now. Well, that's got to be in God's timing. That's not in your timing because you spent the last 40, 50 years, your ancestor Steven Spielberg with The Color Purple, you know, a lot of things anything. The blackface, okay? You spent all that time putting the black woman over the black man. Okay? Hillary Clinton. Okay? Margaret Sanders. All right? These are people that exist. These are people that are here. And they made sure the black seed from the black man did not exist. So now you got a problem with the same society. You have a problem with the same society now. I'm going to say this more clear. You white men have an issue right now with the same society that disenfranchised the black man to be the head of his to be the head of his. Ah, my God. I'm trying not to get emotional about this, but it's the truth. And I'm going to keep saying it. You white men had no problem benefiting from a society that put the black man in a bad space. But now you need the black man to rein in the same monster that you helped create. That's where we're at right now. I'm going to be like King Solomon. Split that baby down the middle.
Savior complex, and that exemplifies what is wrong when even the solution doesn't involve the black experience, close quote. So what exactly is the black experience besides looking at your cell phone? I mean, based on Thomas Price's body of work, that's a good question. His answer, from what I can tell, is that the black experience also involves being overweight and looking extremely annoyed all the time. I mean, that's all of his statues of the black experience. That's what they all are.
The black woman is not annoyed. The black woman is looking for answers. Because of people like you, Matt Walsh, the people of white men that have given the black woman power over the black man. That's why she's still looking at her phone. She's looking at her phone because you, white men that didn't want the black man have anything, you encouraged the black woman to be in charge of them. And I'm not saying that's you, Mike Walsh. I'm not saying that's you, whoever, Jesse Waters. I'm saying that because it's the truth. You benefited. You benefited from the black man being disenfranchised by the black woman. Now, you hate the monster you created. You hate the monster you created. It's your fault. Your fault.
And that would explain this statue, which he just put up in Rotterdam Central Station in the Netherlands. As you can see, this one's a real winner. Apparently, it's supposed to be the same black woman from London, except she's added a few pounds to her waistline. That's what happens when you're a statue. You know, you're standing around a lot, not burning a lot of calories. So maybe you gain some weight. And her cell phone ran out of battery, so she doesn't have a cell phone.
Doesn't matter. Matt Walsh, what you're saying doesn't upset the black woman because the black woman already understands that you and your constituents gave the black woman power. Now you're trying to get that back. That's the only reason why Donald Trump got into office in 2025. was because black men voted for him. Okay? Understand that. Black men voted for Donald Trump. That's why you talking like you talking. You either understand these things or you don't want to understand these things. I'm going to help you understand these things, Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh, the black woman in being, the black woman in statue it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with your constituents and putting her in charge of the black community. Plain and simple.
Fun. So we have kind of a narrative unfolding here, and if you follow these statues from place to place, you'll really see that story being told. Contemporary art is truly full of surprises, and so is Thomas Price, apparently, because as you may have seen, in his latest act of mass artistic harassment, Price has managed to have one of his plus-size black woman sculptures installed in the middle of Times Square so that tens of thousands, if not millions of people will be forced to look at it. He's genuinely outdone himself, at least in terms of securing a captive audience for his sculptures of unkempt black women. Watch.
A new statue in Times Square we're told, turning heads. It's making people not only stop and stare, but also reflect. A rare feat in the middle of one of the busiest places in the world. Zinnia Maldonado shows us why.
Yeah, I'm going to cut this short because I'm going to be real honest with you guys right now. Look, white men like Matt Walsh and whoever it is that's talking, whatever it is we talking about. Look, I'm going to tell you white men something real quick. You betted on the wrong horse. You betted on the liberal black woman. The liberal black woman has nothing to do with the righteous black man. Okay? Now you are sign languaging to the righteous black man to put the liberal black woman in check. That's what's happening right now. That's exactly what's happening right now. So don't sugarcoat it. I'm shaking everything. Look, I'm telling the truth. Look, look, don't sugarcoat it. Be a man. Say, we're sorry, black man. We're sorry for trying to disenfranchise you. We are sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. Please, please, please rein in these liberal black females. We got to get these statuettes down. We need to get these statuettes down. No, it can't happen on your watch because you've already given the power over to the ones who are not supposed to have the power. You white men don't even give your woman that much power, but you gave it to the black woman. You gave it to the black woman. You think she gonna give it back? You think she gonna give it You know what happened. You know what you done did. You just got tuned up.